back to Crystal Moon Rising TV. I'm Rhonda NOW. Ask yourself, are you struggling with fear and uncertainty? Are you merely surviving rather than thriving? Are you settling for less year after year and living life in default mode rather than living the life you desire, the life you'd like to be living? Are you living your life purpose, even in these unprecedented times? So, how do we live an empowered life, regardless of our challenging and uncertain times, with fear, sorrow, anxiety, perhaps even anger surrounding us? The truth is, we have an opportunity during these chaotic times to come together and share what's on our minds and in our hearts in new and powerful ways. Our program, Help Me Rhonda Now, is dedicated to awakening hearts, minds, and most especially spirit to the unique power that resides within each one of us. That's our authentic power from within. We are all and each responsible for our experiences. And in that light, every thought we think is creating our life. The thought that we must be willing to love ourselves as well as truly love ourselves, where self-approval and self-acceptance are essential, is now the key to positive and long-lasting change. From identifying your passion to eliminating your stress, to enabling you to live the life that you desire beginning now this year, 2023, we invite you to explore some of the fundamentals of this gracious journey that we have been placed on together, as well as have some fun doing so. We look forward to you tuning in and joining us with an open heart. Here's to our health, our well-being, and our empowerment together. And just in case no one told you today, I love you and I believe in you bunches. See you soon. Hi, and welcome back to Crystal Moon Rising TV Network. I'm Rhonda NOW, host of Help Me Rhonda Now, and I am happy to be here. I'm very excited to be here with you this evening. And just so you didn't forget, Help Me Rhonda Now is dedicated to opening minds, hearts, and most especially spirit to our innate, to our authentic power from within. And again, we have an exciting show. We have a very special show this evening. And perhaps you saw what the show was about. It's entitled, In This Month of Love, February, traditionally the month of love, ask yourself, would you be your Valentine? Again, ask yourself, would you be your Valentine? So again, traditionally, February is this being the month of love, with Valentine's Day just having been celebrated by a large number of us. We celebrated not only self-love, which is what we're going to talk about this evening, we celebrated with chocolate-covered strawberries, with champagne, with roses, with Cupid's arrows, with those proverbial Hallmark card wishes. So let's talk about love. Let's talk about truth now, because love is always in the air, not just February, the so-called month of love, not just Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is every day when one is in love with themselves. And we'll get to that, because I know a lot of people are saying, huh, what'd she say? Yes, love is always in the air. Some of you may remember one of my blog posts. I talked about love, one of my favorite subjects, and I also talked about it being our primary relationship. Love is with ourselves. Our primary relationship is with ourselves, and that's where the self-love comes in. So when we love ourselves fully and unconditionally, we throw open the channels between ourselves and the universe to give and receive love. Throw them right open, wide open. The door's wide open. Step over the threshold. Receive your love. Give your love. Got it? Get it? That's great. Okay. So if someone were to ask me, and they have, what is the most difficult challenge that you faced in your life, Rhonda? Without hesitation, my reply would be, in time past, my most difficult challenge was to be myself. To be oneself in all situations, hey, is often a challenging job that calls for effort, it calls for courage, it calls for boldness, brutal honesty, and love. To be oneself in all relationships calls for all of that to include love. But, I thought about it and I said, well, to be myself, I need to know myself. And to know myself, I must love myself. And some may hate to describe themselves as self loving because we have been told that, oh, that's narcissistic or at least it's selfish. And again, that there is an element of wantonness in admitting I am a wonderful person and I love myself. So again, ask yourself, when you look in the mirror, am I happy with whom I see? Do I ever allow my imperfections to neutralize what is best in me? Do I accept myself without conditions? Dale Carnegie, the best selling author of How to Win Friends and Influence People, tells a story of a woman. Her name was Edith, who, as a child, used to be very sensitive, very shy, and overweight. She never went to parties, never had any real fun, and always felt that she was different and basically undesirable. Later, she married a man, several years her senior. Her in laws were all outgoing, poised, and confident people. But that did not affect Edith's shyness. She continued to be shy. She felt she was a failure, and she feared that if her husband found out the truth, that it would be the end of their marriage. So Edith put on a show of gaiety, of glamour, while deep within her, her unhappiness was eroding her terribly. One day she overheard her mother in law say, referring to the secret behind her children's poisoned happiness, no matter what happened, I always insisted on my children being themselves. Almost overnight, Edith changed. She began a search for herself, building on her strong points, which she was tremendously grateful for, and accepting without apology her weaker points. That's bold, that's courageous, and that's the road to loving yourself. Striving for authenticity in thought and action is the first mature step in self evolution. We feel alienated from others because we don't show our real selves for fear of rejection. The result is this internal dissonance, this internal conflict, this not feeling so good state that we put ourselves in. We can connect with our inner selves when we peel off all those masks, when we learn to peel off all those masks and say, hey, I love myself just the way that I am. I accept myself and I appreciate myself. To accept the totality of our being, we must become compassionate towards ourselves. Accepting all of us, every bit of us, the good, the not so good, the joys and the sorrows, is an integral part of our human experience that we can extend to others. This is true compassion. Trust and believe. I know. The American philosopher Emerson makes a valid point in his essay on self reliance. And let me quote him. There is a time in every man's education when he arrives at the conviction that envy is ignorance, that imitation is suicide, that he must take himself for better, for worse, as his portion, that though the wide universe is full of good, no kernel of nourishing corn can come to him but through his toil bestowed on that plot of ground which is given to him to till. The power which resides in him is new in nature, and none but he knows what that is which he can do, nor does he know until he has tried. You know, ironically, just let that sink in for a moment. And ironically, we spend a major part of our lives with this thing I refer to as the begging bowl, pleading for love from others. We believe that we will feel better if people love us. And that's true to in some cases, in some ways. But the love I want for me, where it begins is where I can experience real love only when I fill myself with love and I'm willing to give it to others. That's what I want. How about you? Ask yourself that. And the more I give, the more I receive. That's just the way it works. All our life's experience compromise an endless learning act. We merely need the willingness to learn. We must all learn to bypass that cacophony of the world, to reach into the silence of our soul. Because that's where the true power is, within us. That's where the power to love ourselves is, which will emanate onto others, onto the world. In order to love, in order to be happy, we must learn to be present in each moment. Don't keep your happiness on hold. Trust and believe life is not a dress rehearsal. Now is the only time we have. If we work for them, all of our material dreams can be achieved, can be accomplished. But if what we seek is something beyond that material, something that lives and endures within us, we must give priority to love and to happiness. It's essential. It's the most essential thing to positive, long-lasting change in every single area of our life. We are willing to invest time and money in the pursuit of material gains. I am. But we don't do the same to establish love, happiness, and peace of mind oftentimes. If only each of us could pray to alleviate the pain and suffering of others, we could make that vital connection with the real us, that authentic power from within that gives us the power to be able to love ourselves, to be able to care for ourselves, to be able to say, yes, I would be my Valentine any day of the week. In his book, Seed of the Soul, Gary Zukav asks his readers not to pass value judgment or censure anyone. If we do so, we will in turn be judged by the universe and penalized accordingly. To me, that says what we are sowing, we will reap. Whatever the karma is in those terms. It's if you sow bad seeds, you're going to probably reap that less than good karma. If you're sowing good seeds, then you get good karma coming to you in every way, shape, and form in every area of your life. So go back a step and let you know that judgments build walls between people. They create separation. They create hostility. They certainly do not unite us. They certainly, again, as what happened to Edith, she was eroding from within because she was wearing that mask and was so afraid of rejection that she kept that mask on. So when negative thoughts intrude, I invite you to break the flow of negative thoughts by repeating to yourself some words such as love, joy, harmony, peace, goodness. Words weave patterns in our lives, and it is said when it comes off our lips, it's got even more power. So I also invite you to build a vocabulary of words that have positive connotations. That's what love is about. The positive and the acceptance, the appreciation. You know, we have today. Tomorrow may never really come. However, we do have today. in the moment we are in right here and now in this moment. So let us be grateful for every moment that comes our way. Let us love those moments. Many successful people begin and they end their day with an act of gratitude. The universe, God, divine, source, spirit has been magnanimous with us today. So let us close our eyes for a moment and recall every happy moment that we have experienced. Not just today, but whatever comes to mind, whatever comes to heart, first and foremost. Recall those moments and thank this mighty power with all of our heart. So as gratitude and appreciation grow and fill our life, my life, your life, we learn how to sincerely love ourselves for who we really are, that magnificent being that we are, each and every one of us. There is not a single person on this planet, in this universe, who leads a problem-free life. Yet we encounter people whose lives appear dynamic, they appear joyous. So what sets them apart? What really sets them apart? I believe the answer is this. They do not allow themselves to be immobilized by little things. They respond to problems with ease. They don't react, they respond. They change things that can be changed, and they accept those that cannot be changed. And in this process, they come closer to the wisdom of discernment, the wisdom of truly loving yourself, of being your Valentine each and every day, unequivocally. So remember, self-love forms the foundation of your most important relationship. That relationship is with yourself. The strength of all your other relationships is exactly equal to the strength of that foundation. To love yourself is not just this exercise in self-esteem boosting, not at all. It is the prerequisite to truly loving others. Remember the golden rule? The golden rule tells us, love your neighbor as you love yourself. You likely have heard it many times. I have, expressed in different ways. Thinking it is about loving others. Look a little closer and you will find that it's at its very center. It is the command to love yourself. So will the real love, self-love, please stand up. To love yourself is to be in awe of the miracle of you. It is to accept yourself as you are. The light parts, the dark parts, the good, the not so good, the joys and the sorrows, while knowing that the real you is above the perceived dualities of the physical realm. It is to be willing to receive as much as you are willing to give and to do both equally. It is about knowing your values, your boundaries, and honoring them. It is about teaching others to treat you by showing them how you treat yourself. I'm going to say that again. That's essential. Teaching others how to treat you by showing them how you treat yourself. It's about being kind to yourself. It's about looking after your mind, your body, and your spirit, all three. It's about knowing you are worth it. Spend the time because you are worth it. Not because of what you have achieved or what you look like or what others think of you, but because love is our birthright no matter what. So here we are, the month of love, Valentine's. Would you be your Valentine? I'm your host, Rhonda Farah. Please, if you have some questions, you have a comment, I welcome you right here and right now to type them in. I believe you can type them into the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Again, we are talking about self-love tonight. So do you love yourself, and would you be your Valentine? That's a loaded question, but it's one we all need to think about because it's from the essence, from the being of who we are. When we are strong enough to love ourselves 100%, the good, not so good, again, the joys and the sorrows, we will be amazed at the opportunities that life presents us. Of this, I am certain. Loving yourself is the single most principle on this planet in the creation process. Single most principle to love yourself, self-love, self-care. If you don't love yourself, it is likely that you won't decide to give yourself the things that you want. Likely that you won't think you deserve them. And even more, that you certainly won't have the energy to take action to create them. Let's go back a little to bring my point home here. When we were born, most of us were the center of the universe. Of course we were. Remember? Everything revolved around us and our welfare. And then around age 2, socialization took over and familial society rules demanded the giving up of self. What? Yeah, I remember that. I remember that, hey, listen, share your toy, Rhonda. That toy you want, you need to share it. Don't ask for what you want. This is what you got. Don't want. Good little girls and boys, they just don't do those things. Remember those? Well, here we are now. We're adults screaming, why can't I create what I want? Why? There's no legitimate reason, but we're saying, why can't I create what I want? Well, how come it's not coming to me? Everything that I want, everything that I desire. Why am I living my life in default mode year after year and settling for less? It's time to reclaim that little person inside us, that little person before age 2 that knew they were good enough, that knew they were smart enough, brave enough, special enough to ask for and get what they wanted. It's been so long since most of us have lost the art of even knowing how to ask for what we want. Take it from me. Take it from Rhonda as well as little Rhonda way back when. It's time. It's time. In my speaking engagements and seminars, often I ask the audience to state what they want, and I get responses like this. See if this resonates with you. I get responses like, I don't want to worry about money anymore. I don't want to be alone. I don't want this disease, this illness, this sickness. Most people state what they do not want. They tell me what they want by stating what they don't want. Okay, wow, that's a mouthful. What's that about? Now, if you really don't know what you want, then it's likely that a good place to start is understanding what you don't want and take it from there, but literally take it from there. Just don't say, oh, I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be duped in another relationship. So what do you want to do about it? Now that you know what you don't want, what do you want to do about it? It doesn't tell me clear direction with an audience, with a client. It doesn't give me clear direction at all as to what they want. That is what most of us are doing with the universe, with source, with spirit. And the universe is replying, hey, I don't understand the direction. What are you saying? I asked you what you want. I can't deliver what you want. I can't deliver the performance, that which your soul is requesting and craving. Can you go there with me? I say we all give ourselves permission to love ourselves enough to give us and that creative force within us a very clear statement of desire for manifestation. That is, what do you desire? Wellness, freedom, love? How about bliss, security, stability, peace, grace, ease, happiness? How about abundance? I'm in favor of all of that. I am and create all in my life because I create me as these experiences within me first. Again, I create and I am and I create all in my life because I create all of these experiences, the wellness, the freedom, the abundance, the love, the bliss, the security, stability, the peace, joy, grace, ease, the happiness. I create them within me first. And so do you. Be what it is that you crave. If you want love, start loving yourself first. If you want abundance, be abundance even in small ways. It's not just monetary ways. Be abundant with your time, with your compassion. Be that which you want to be. Create it within yourself first. Feel it. It begins here. It begins in our heart space, then it moves to our thoughts, and the thoughts produce our external world. That's just how it works. And then the universe says, yes, I'll match that. So we all want money or more money. Ask for it. We all want wellness and unlimited energy, health, vigor. Ask for it. What are we waiting for? I mean, really, what are we waiting for? The proverbial lightning bolt to hit us in our proverbial butt? It's not going to happen. State what you want and take inspired action. Listen to that voice within you and take the action that will create that. Create that in your external world. I want to share this with you. The original meaning of the ancient Hebrew teaching, ask and you receive, was claim or demand and you receive. Claim or demand and you receive. Okay, well, I am stepping forward to claim and demand the blessings of freedom, of love, of joy, of abundance. How about you? All those blessings to perfectly match up with the money and the passion I claim. Really. Put yourself in that position. Match what it is from within, what you want on the outside. That is all good in integrity and unconditional love for all concerned. There's nothing shameful about that. You're being working with integrity, you're working with unconditional love for all concerned. Stand in your knowing that when you experience your own love and power, you give literally everyone the excitement, the right, and the power to do the same. It's our right and our privilege to do that, to experience it within ourselves so that others can experience that excitement for themselves. And the universe says, yes, okay, we'll go there. We'll go there. So while I invite my audiences to consider a number of avenues to loving, yes, truly loving, self with the capital S, I want to briefly go over what I consider the essentials of loving yourself. Number one, treat others with love and respect. Treat others with love and respect. Bringing joy to other people's lives will help you find joy in your own. Helping those who need healing. We all need healing. To heal heals us in many, many ways. And that's a form of self-love. That's a form of self-care. In addition, those that you treat well will likely repay you with some kindness. Strong word, repay. But gradually you will start to feel your worth through the smiles of their gratitude. However, don't just be very kind to people so you can receive the royal treatment. That's not where we are with all this. So, are you about ready to love yourself? Well, let's go on. Learn to let go of past events. Whoa, now that's a mouthful. Learn to let go of the past. We all deserve a fresh beginning. We all deserve a new beginning. Every day is a new day. We just came into a new year, 2023. Great. Love it. But every day gives us the opportunity to begin again. A new day, not just a new year, a new day every single day. There are a lot of people out there that have had very hard lives, um, challenging, struggling beginnings or moments through, in some cases, no fault of their own. Don't close yourself out to grief, disappointments, or fears of future ridicule. Acknowledge your feelings. Don't shove those feelings, because at the most inopportune time, all those feelings that you have been shoving will back up and go everywhere you probably don't want them to go at the most inopportune time. So again, acknowledge your feelings. That it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel anger. It's okay to feel disappointment. Acknowledge it, but work to put them behind you. We'll get to that in a minute. Cherish what you have learned from your challenges and how you have changed and grown from them. I'm a believer in everything that happened, the good and the not so good. In my life, I called forward. I call forward. I take responsibility for it. I called it forward, maybe not on a conscious level, but on a subconscious level, so I could learn what I need to learn, those lessons, so I could love myself just the way I am. Get the point? We call it forward. We may not think we do. We go into that victim. We become the victim, we become the villain. Martyrdom has never been attractive on me at all. I refuse to be a victim or a villain. I am a victor. Victorious no matter what situation, circumstance, or event. And I've had some doozies. But you know what? It has strengthened me because I went within. It forced me to go within. It forced me to say, I love you, Rhonda, enough. I want to go within and I want to see what I can learn with these challenges. So I cherish what I have learned from my challenges, what I have learned from my sorrows. And I have grown from them in mighty and in powerful ways. That's a piece of loving yourself. Forgive those who have done you wrong. I have a list of, I may not forgive them to their face, but you know what? I forgive them quicker and with more facility because I've trained myself to do that. Because when we do not forgive, it's like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's not going to happen. It's illogical. Forgive those who have wronged you. That's how you love yourself. Forgive them. And most importantly, forgive yourself. Okay? You're a magnificent being in every single way. Say to yourself, I am a magnificent being. I am. Because you are. So what? This didn't go right. No such thing as failure in my mind. Falling. We fall so that we can get up. So you didn't do anything wrong. Forgive yourself. Let's even go a little further than that, because I think forgiveness is a major, as an empowerment, a speaker, an author, a coach, as an alchemist in that field of empowerment, helping people live the life that they desire, the life that they want, versus settling for less year after year and living life in default mode. Living life in default mode. I'll leave it at that. I won't get any stronger with the words, but you get where I'm going. Forgive yourself. Don't punish yourself for something that you have done in the past. The past is a canceled check. It's gone. The future has not arrived. So what we have is this moment. This moment right now, you're here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. This moment that we are creating individually as well as together right now will create the next moment. We'll create tomorrow. We'll create the weekend. We'll create the spring. We'll create every single day of this year if we live in the moment every single day of the year. So don't punish yourself for something you've done in the past. The past is gone. Instead, look at the so-called quote unquote mistake as that learning experience. Say to yourself now, I want you to say this to yourself. I forgive myself for. What do you forgive yourself for? It's personal to everyone. I forgive myself for. What is on your heart and in your mind right now that you could forgive yourself for? That is loving yourself. I forgive you. Next, go look in the mirror and say it aloud to yourself. I forgive myself for whatever it is for you personally. And look yourself in the eye. Right in the eye and speak forgiveness like you mean it. Don't ever demean or ridicule yourself. If you do, time to laugh out loud, realizing that that was then and this is now. Again, every day is a new beginning. Every day is magnificent in every way if we choose to make it that way. It's magnificent in every day. Every day is a new beginning. If you believe that, you're right. If you believe that, no, this is not a new beginning, this is just another lousy day, everything is going to happen the way it's happened to me all along, you're right too. You're right about that. So instead, flip it around. Now you're concentrating on what you don't want. What do you want? This is a new and magnificent day because I am a new and magnificent being every single day with lots of love to give, especially to myself. Let me add, if you did something once upon a time, I'm there, that you're not proud of, resolve never to do it again. Don't relive it. Forgive. Don't forget, because you may be doomed to live it in the future. So if you did something you're not proud of, flush it. Resolve to never do it again. Take the steps to keep it out of your mind and out of your heart. Those escapades that led you to do whatever you're not proud of. Here's another essential for self-love. Do what you love. What do you love to do? Come on. Talk to me. What do you love to do? If you could find something that you love to do and spend time doing it, I guarantee you will experience love, joy, happiness in your heart, peace, not just in your mind, but in your heart. So do what you love. Find something that you love to do. That is when we truly connect with our authentic self. And as a result, we become happier, we become more vibrant, more energized, and more loving. Do what you love. Again, what do you love to do? I put it this way. Ask yourself, what makes your tail wag? What makes your tail wag? For those of us that have or have had dogs, when the dog's tail is wagging, what does that signify? It signifies the dog's happy. Okay? It signifies the dog is happy. Incidentally, dog spelled backwards is God. For those of you who didn't realize that, but I'm sure most of you did. What makes your tail wag? It's important. It's important. If you don't have a dog, get your dog fix wherever you need it and watch that dog's tail wag. A great example for us. Do what you love. What makes your tail wag? How about treating yourself like your best friend? Essential to self-love. You've heard this before. Treat yourself like your best friend. How do you treat your very best friend? Do you treat him or her with love, with kindness, with trust, with appreciation, with acceptance, with respect? If you can give that to your friend, Why don't you just give it to yourself? You're being trained by your best friend. If you have a fur baby, a dog or a cat, how do you treat that dog or cat, that fur baby? Of course, you treat it with love, with kindness, with trust, appreciation, acceptance, and lots of other stuff in between. Treat yourself that way. Again, practice yourself. Practice treating yourself like you treat your very best friend by saying words to yourself, kind words. Say kind words to yourself. Might be hard sometimes. Get practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Say kind words to yourself. There must be something that you can love about yourself. There must be something that you can love about yourself. Stop calling yourself names. We all do it. Oh, you stupid. Why did you do that? Oh, catch yourself right away. Incidentally, when we say something negative, when it comes off our lips, it takes 3 positive statements to counteract that one negative statement that we said. Think about that. So stop calling yourself names. Stop beating yourself up. Oh my God, 25 years ago, I did this. And boy, did I feel stupid. Stop it. Stop beating yourself up. Give yourself some compliments. There's got to be something you can compliment yourself on. Must be. Never mind one, pick 3. Come on. You know I'm not joking. Self-love is essential to living the life that we desire, to knowing what we want. Go within. Go within and understand that and know that. Know your boundaries and listen deeply to your needs. This is one I practice. I know my boundaries and I listen deeply to my needs. And especially this year, 2023, I'm not big on resolutions. I'm not big on actually goals. I'm big on intention. My theme for this year is joy. And my intentions are, I have 3 intentions. And I know if I want to experience my theme, joy, which is actually the how my intentions will come about in divine right time, I need to set the boundaries. One big boundary I have decided for 2023 for me is I no longer need to set myself on fire to keep others warm. You heard me. I no longer need to set myself on fire to keep others warm. That's a boundary. The line is drawn in the sand. So again, always be kind and gentle to yourself. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. You can do it. And how about nurturing yourself? Whoa, this is a big one for me. So self-care, self-love is very important, but self-care is extremely important as well to letting those positive, long-lasting changes happen in your life, to be your highest and your best self or something better for the highest and the best self of all concerned. Self-care, essential. You know, especially as a woman, I sometimes find it easier to nurture others rather than me. Think of it. Think of it, you women in the audience this evening. Do you sometimes find it easier to nourish and nurture others rather than you? I got a theme for you this year. Here's your theme. Me first. Me first. That's your theme. Me first. It's time. Your time is now. And it's okay to say me first. Set up some time to be by yourself. I love being by myself. I mean, I love people. I'm very energetic and I love people. I love to socialize, but I'm also a very private person. And I set that time for myself. Just me, my time. Me first. Do something that gives you some peace, some love, some joy with yourself. What would that be? You know, you can nourish yourself physically by exercising. I'm an avid runner. After 47 years of running, I'm still going. I'm not as fast as I used to be, and but I'm still going. So get out in nature. If you don't have to run, get out in nature. Go sit on a bench. Go walk on the beach. I happen to be in snow right now, and I appreciate that beauty. I'm a beach gal, but I still appreciate the beauty that surrounds me and the beauty that is within me that I can share with my family, my friends, my community, with the world. Understand that you can nourish yourself in many ways. You can nurture yourself emotionally by listening to love songs. I love love songs. By I don't paint, but I write. But if you paint, paint. Helping others in need. I love that. Helping others heal physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, in their social, in their love lives, in their relationships with their children. Helping others heal is a way of nurturing yourself because it brings healing to you, it brings healing to me. I love to cook. I love to garden. Actually, I love to wash my car. Those are is how I nurture myself. Those are how I show love to myself. And as you give yourself to others and offer help, you receive the gift of love back from within. As you help others heal, you heal. As you be of service to others, you are in service to yourself. We're here to be in service to one another. That's our purpose here. No matter where, I understand that wherever God plants me is where I grow, is where I weed, I prune, I till the soil of my life garden so I can harvest my highest and best self or something better for the highest and the best self of all concerned. You can feel good about yourself for any reason. It doesn't have to be a large one. You can feel good about yourself because you're be on purpose. Your purpose, this is my purpose here tonight, to be here on this TV network speaking to you. That's my purpose. Nurture yourself spiritually by being on purpose, and you may need to say, hey, just sit quietly and go within and say, oh, what is my purpose? Oh, is my purpose to solve all the problems in the world? No. Your purpose is to be you, to do you, to say me first. You got to start with me. That's self-love. And don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're not going to receive love in any way, shape, or form, whether it's an intimate relationship, one with your children, your coworkers, your colleagues. Been there, done that. Trust and believe. I know. You know, we spend so much time waiting to be loved, hoping love will find us, searching for love, yearning for that special love. Perhaps even feeling empty and lost without it. Wanting someone to give us love and fill us up. I'm here to let you know, fortunately or unfortunately, that's not how life works. Loving yourself is mainly having the self-respect, which is the only dependable way to create love in your own life and to share it with others. When you expect love from an external source and someone or something does not fulfill your void, your fantasies, then you will feel worse than before. It's really quite sobering. So love yourself. To be able to be loved, you must love and respect yourself first. That's how it works. Trust and believe, I know. Do you, me first. And then you will experience joy. You will experience what you intend for yourself, that life that you want, that life that you desire. And you would have stopped settling for less. Beginning this year, 2023, come on. This is a good day. February 23rd, 2023. This is a good day to start that. Understand the effects of loving yourself will only enhance your ability to love others and for others to truly love you. You're teaching them how you want to be treated in a loving, in a kind, in a respectful, in a way of reciprocity. If that's not happening, take a look at how you're treating yourself. Take a look at your self-care, at your self-love. So, in closing, when you do all this, and it's a mouthful, I know, you are enabling positive energy and allowing for great situations to occur in your life. You will surely be your Valentine every single day of the year. Be that source within you. Be the magnificent being that you are, because you are. Be your Valentine every day of the year. And just in case no one has told you today, I love you and I believe in you bunches. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, for hopefully learning some desirable things that you will carry with you, beginning now, beginning today, on your road to self-love, on your road to being your Valentine every single day of the year. Again, thank you so much for being here with an open mind and open heart. And remember, I love you and I believe in you bunches. I'm Rhonda Farah. This is Crystal Moon Rising TV Network, and I'm your host for Help Me Rhonda Now. Be blessed. Have a magnificent and a healthy day every single day. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.